long time ago, there was a king of a place called Hastinapur. He belonged to Kuru clan and was descendant of Bharat. His name was Shantanu. Once while walking along the river, he saw a girl. She was one of the most elegant and graceful women he had ever seen. Her name was Ganga. Mesmerized by her beauty, Shantanu thought, I can do anything to get her. Driven by his love, he asked, what can I do to make you marry me? Ganga replied, just promise me never to question my actions. Every time Ganga and Shantanu had a child, Ganga went and drowned the child. This happened not once, not twice, but 7 times. 8th time when Ganga was going to do the same, Shantanu asked her to stop. And thus Ganga left, along with Devrat, her newly born child, whose life was spared by Shantanu. A few years later, once Devrat was trained in all warfares, he returned to Hastinapur. His father Shantanu was excited to see his son after a long time and crowned him as the prince. As history would repeat itself, Shantanu was once again smitten by love, this time with a woman called Satyavati. Driven by his love again, he asked her, what can I do to make you marry me? To which Satyavati replied, promise me that one of my children will become the king. Devrat, being the firstborn, was the rightful heir to the throne. When Devrat came to know about his father's dilemma, he promised Satyavati, he'll never become the king. But what if your children wanted to become the king? Satyavati asked. It was then, in that moment, that Devrat pledged to lifelong celibacy. Such was the impact of the oath that the god themselves gave blessing to Devrat, saying that you could choose the time, the date, and the place of your death. And from here on, you will also be known as Bhishma, the terrible oath taker. Wisdom of the Ancients. First, instant gratification versus long-term satisfaction, or in other words, wanting things now. Notice how Shantanu took the path of instant gratification with his marriages. Devrat also did the same with his oath. All of us are hardwired to do this. We fight this battle daily in our finances, while deciding between spending now or save for future, or in our relationships while deciding between physical attraction and mental attraction. Throughout Mahabharata, we'll see many such instances of instant gratification and their consequences. Interestingly, Mahabharata will also teach us the path to avoid them. Second, actions without reason is just randomness. Ganga never told Shantanu that the children she was drowning were Vasus, who were cursed to be born on earth. She was just helping them reduce their time. Without any logical reason, Shantanu had to give in and ask her to stop. This also proves that Ganga never loved Shantanu. She knew man's eternal desire for reasoning and used it as an escape route. Third, complexities of step-parenting. There were regular practice of polygamy in medieval times, and it directly led to complex relationships between stepmom and the children. Satyavati and Devrat are not the first ones to go through it, and they will definitely not be the last. Fourth, defining mine versus theirs. Notice how Satyavati defined Devrat as not her child. In Mahabharata, as in real life, there is a constant struggle to define what is mine. As we'll proceed further, we'll see how this internal struggle leads to almost all external conflicts. In conclusion, we can see how relevant these issues are even in modern times, and in later episodes we'll see how equally relevant the solutions will be.